And IPS is looking for a near $1 billion tax increase over 8 years to give teachers raises and to improve facilities.
Yeah, so here's the deal. It would be a referendum on the ballot for the elections on May 8th. 24-hour News 8's Eric Feldman spoke with some IPS parents and has more on what they had to say. Eric.
Good evening, Phil and Brooke. You know, it might surprise you. The parents we talked to said that they would want to learn more about what IPS would do with this money. But if they prove that it would actually help improve these kids' education, they could get behind this tax proposal. IPS shaking things up this year.
I think there's some improvements that need to happen.
They announced school closures earlier this year due to decreasing enrollment, and now they want to increase taxes, calling it an, quote, investment in Indianapolis's future.
You see people leaving the city when it's time to put their kids in school.
An expensive investment. IPS wants $92 million every year for 8 years to give teachers a raise, expand academic programs and services for kids with special needs, and $200 million for renovations and safety improvements at the schools. In all, $936 million over those 8 years. The average property tax increase, nearly $350 on a $123,000 home. The median value for an IPS family.
A stronger IPS school system makes Indianapolis a better city.
If it gives a child a better education, sure.
I think it's hard to work within the constraints of a really tight budget. Not that we just have to throw money indiscriminately. However, I think we do need to make sure that if this is a priority to educate our children.
The last time IPS had a tax increase was 10 years ago, and the district says it needs more funding to compete with surrounding districts to keep teachers. Without this money, IPS says it could delay building repairs, reduce transportation services, and freeze teacher pay.
My father was a teacher. I have been very, very positively affected by teachers, and I think, again, if we're expecting them to have a very high level of education, they're coming out with student debt, we need to allow them to at least make a living with what they're doing.
So look, there's a lot of time. The announcement was made today, but the actual vote would happen in May. It'll be a ballot vote. A referendum would take place then, and it would need to be a majority vote in order for it to take effect. What remains unclear is if these two different tax proposals, whether they would be separate on the ballot or whether it would be one big vote that you'd have to take, one decision, a yes or a no on both of these proposals combined. Now, before this actually happens, there will be two public hearings on December 12th and December 14th. That will be happening at 6 p.m. and we're going to have that location of where it's happening on our website. So hold for that. That'll be on wishtv.com. For now, I'm live in Indianapolis. Eric Feldman, 24-hour News 8.